we're going to have some meaningful reforms that will move us in the right direction.
A bill that seeks to reform and stabilize the state's property insurance market clears the Senate Appropriations Committee. Republican State Representative Paul Renner, whose district includes Flagler County, is a supporter of the sweeping legislation that would create a $2 billion reinsurance fund and place new rules on denials.
It's just getting worse, not better. And so we're going to make some reforms that I believe will put an end to the fraud and allow rates to come back to where they should be based on normal risks like hurricanes, fires, tornadoes, things that we have insurance for. Insurance as a product is not designed as a replacement. So, hey, my roof's at the end of its useful life, give me a new one. That's not what insurance is for. It's for the accidents that befall us that will destroy us financially. And when that happens, on the other side, we expect insurance companies to quickly address those issues and treat customers as they should.
Renner says the legislation being considered in a special session won't stop rates from rising, at least not right away.
Because all of these lawsuits and all these other things that have been happening, the fraud that you mentioned, is built into it's baked in the cake already. And so until those renewals come up and you have different rules of the game with respect to these roof claims and other fraudulent claims, we're not going to see a lowering of rates or a slowing of rates.
The measure now heads to the full state Senate for a vote. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
2 out-of-state fugitives are arrested separately in Flagler County. Police handcuffed Joshua Schmidt.
One was driving a stolen vehicle from North Carolina and was wanted in North Carolina for failure to appear in violation of probation for sale of methamphetamine.
Sheriff Rick Staley says the second arrest involved Chance Van Hofwegen, who's accused of impersonating a DEA agent
while accosting a vendor for Walmart. Nothing like bringing attention to yourself, especially when you're a fugitive.
Staley says use of rapid ID technology helped deputies realize that Van Hofwegen, who was wanted out of South Dakota on a probation violation, was giving them a fake name. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
The Palm Coast Fire Department remembers a fallen member of the military.
Public Information Officer Lieutenant Patrick Giuliano says the dedication happened last weekend.
We dedicated new Fire Engine 21 to the memory of Marine Lance Corporal John P. Schmidt III. Lance Corporal Schmidt, who grew up here in Palm Coast, enlisted in the Marine Corps at 19 years old and was killed from injuries sustained while in Iraq.
Giuliano says the dedication continues a department tradition.
For the last 2 years, we have dedicated new fire engines to the memory of our fallen heroes, the names of those that are inscribed on the wall at Veterans Memorial Park. John's engine will be the first in and last out for all calls in one of our busiest zones, and it's second to everywhere in the city. And we're going to send John's truck to ease the pain, suffering, and anxiety of those in distress, or perhaps just to make their day better.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
The inaugural Tunnel to Towers 5K in Palm Coast is hailed as a success.
The city of Palm Coast hosted the inaugural Tunnel to Towers 5K walk and run recently at Central Park in Town Center. The event benefited Tunnel to Towers, a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing services to our nation's fallen and catastrophically injured first responders, military heroes, and their families. Palm Coast City Councilman Nick Klufas.
Very well said and a tremendous turnout event this weekend, and thank you to all city staff and participants.
The race began with over 300 runners and walkers. The fastest competitor was 11-year-old Liam Harmon. Palm Coast Mayor David Alfin wants to host the event annually.
That was such an excellent start that we do make it an annual event and that we do consider the item on our next available future agenda.
The inaugural event in Palm Coast raised over $20,000. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Know what you're getting into before you get into it.
When I took the class, I didn't know what I was getting into. Non-stop swimming. It's tough. It gets tougher as you get older, I promise you that.
Flagler County Fire Rescue's John Raffo said that those who teach the course actually teach water rescuers to swim correctly. Listen to the Flagler Voice on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 8:30 and anytime on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, water rescuers learn to swim in a pool, but what's it like to have to swim and rescue in the ocean. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.